Hello, YouTubers. Hello, 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 hello. I'm back in America. I'm back. I've got so much to talk to my members about. I'm going to start uploading my videos today. And look who is here to greet me, Mr. Otis. Yes! He was so happy to see me and so confused when I was gone. He just was looking around like, where did she go? What happened? But he's happy now, and I'm so excited to be back with Mr. Otis. We're back into our routine, and I am a hot mess. That's why I'm looking like this, and it's just gonna be what it is. But what I want to say, all the guests that came to my event, it was so nice. I'm going to be sharing an email with you all to get access to photos, but I wanted to just give a really quick shout out to this lovely lady that made this for me. It was so crazy because I was pulling it out the bag and I thought it was a Paddington doll. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the Queen. This is the Queen. Look how cute. She handmade this for me. It is so adorable. So this is Cinnamon Designs, handcrafted by Adriana. I'm going to leave the email down here below. It's going to be in the description. What a cute and unique gift you can get someone like around royalty. This is going to go behind me on my new set. I have a lot of other things to put up. So I'm going to wait for my new set design that I'm working on. And this is going to go there. The Queen and her glory of handmade craft. The quality is superb. I just can't get over the quality. It feels like a machine made it, but she hand did this, y'all. This was hand done. Very nicely done. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be showing more things that I've gotten as well. This is just the beginning. I've come back with a treasure trove of just things I'm going to be sharing, my videos, my private videos to my members. I'll be getting some up starting today. And yeah, just bear with me. We're going to get there. You guys all know what happened with the coronation. So I'm definitely going to be talking about that as well. And just so much, like when Harry arrived and how he was trying to have this fake safe face appearance and people were looking at him. No one really wanted to cordially, reply to his smile when he would look at people and acknowledge them and, a nod to them. People weren't really feeling him. They were just like, looking at him like, you showed up. you showed up. And Harry was just trying to, I think, be in the moment where he didn't feel bothered by anything, because you can tell by how he is overdoing it. His overconfidence is almost like he's got some secrets and, he's going to release them and no one knows. And he's just, coming in with these secrets he's going to tell. And there's something he's going to do. And I have a theory. I have a theory about something that Harry and his wife are concocting. Something that they are going to use over the royal family to really go in on them in a very negative way. And you may have thought this too. I'll be discussing that, but I want to just kind of see some more things that they're going to reveal before I go into that. But listen to this story. So this is Gayle King. She is really trying to get Harry and Meghan as her first interview. So I spoke to you about Gayle King and Charles Barkley, the King. King Charles is the name of the show. So they have this show that they're going to be doing called King Charles. Meghan and Harry may give Gayle King their first interview. Just like Oprah got the interview with Harry and Meghan. Now Gayle, Oprah's best friend, is trying to get Harry and Meghan as her first interview that she's going to have for this show with Charles Barkley called King Charles. And it just shows you how we can see how they connive this relationship from the very beginning, when Harry and Meghan didn't even know Gayle and Oprah. They were trying to plot and plan these interviews by having these close relationships with them to be their, what you call it, surrogates, or to to be the mouthpieces for Harry and Meghan in a very positive way. They were always vouching for them because they had an underlining motive. The motive was to get them on an interview. And this is the reason why. So they're completely sidestepping their morality and what is the right thing to do and vouching for Harry and Meghan, that let them do them and their truth, because they've got their goal in mind to interview Harry and Meghan. So it's a false sense of support, essentially, because they're doing it for their own selfish reasons. And to be in a position to interview somebody who's always going to say good things to you is not really a true relationship that's going to speak honestly about your behavior, because you're not talking to Harry and Meghan about how they've done things wrong to people or their relationships, their families, because you're trying to get them for your own selfish reasons. But Harry and Meghan, I think, would do themselves a lot of good to meet with the people that are counter their narrative. Go up against the people that are seeing that you're doing something wrong. Right here. Yeah, because then you're in a position to counter someone else's narrative about you. Talk to someone like myself or someone else who doesn't think that you're doing the right thing. Tell them why you think they're wrong. I'd love to know why I'm wrong. Am I wrong? No, I don't believe I'm wrong. I believe I'm giving full truth to Harry and Meghan and how they have done things in a way that is so selfish and so backwards that they can't possibly go far in a good way with the way they've handled their relationships with their families and the people in their own lives, because it's completely negative and throwing people under a bus. You're not showing compassion. You're not showing call to being kind to others. You're not even showing that. You're not demonstrating that. All you're doing is your actions are completely opposite to what you're actually saying. But we know they won't do that because they're not brave enough to do that. They're very much scaredy cats. Speaking of scaredy cats, my friend Michelle, who I stayed with in England, her cats weren't that scaredy. They weren't that scaredy. I mean, yeah, there's some stories behind that. I'll have to talk to you about that. But yeah, they're not in the open. They're not trying to be confrontational in a way that shows people that they are doing the right thing. They're trying to hide from everything to cover it up. And that's what this interview with Gayle King is going to do. It is essentially going to give a false narrative to how they're going to try to overcome the American people, the American public, with their new branding. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just Meghan by herself, where she will leave Harry out the picture, because we know she's on a trajectory to do things all on her own. She's no longer trying to make this a couple thing. It's a single, I'm going to do this all by myself kind of a thing. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying really hard to get Harry and Meghan for her first interview, so she can pretty much solidify her whole, I don't know, her whole branding and what she's trying to do, because Harry's, he's essentially, he's used up. She don't need him. What she need him for now? Like, Harry, you just let yourself get used. Go do your walk of shame, dude, because you essentially, when he came to the coronation, that was his walk of shame, wasn't it? Here he is walking in, his walk of shame. Look at what your wife put you through. Look how your wife has made you like the bad child that has now come home to be confronted by the people looking at you with the side eye. Like, they looking at you like, yeah, they're not talking to you. They're not trying to converse with you or to say, greetings, Harry, greetings, and, applauding or clapping or showing you signs of support. They're not there to give you any comfort at all. For me, Harry coming to that coronation by himself was his walk of shame, that his wife has essentially put him in this position. 100%. Gayle King is desperate to have this blockbuster interview with Meghan and Harry. She thinks having them as her first guest on her show with King Charles is going to be a big blockbuster for them. I don't know. I can't say. I think people are sick of Harry and Meghan. I think Harry and Meghan or Meghan at least, they have run their course of action. They are no talent, boring, just problem makers, and people want to be done with them. I don't know how she thinks this is going to be a blockbuster, but we'll have to wait and see what the ratings say. You know, I think for Gayle to be able to have this interview shows she is also able to get big interviews on her own without support of her best friend Oprah. But I think Gayle will always be in the shadow of Oprah because Oprah was doing what Gayle is doing for a much longer time. And Gayle really essentially is the best friend of Oprah. She has in her own right not really done anything that helps her stand alone. She will always be in the shadow of Oprah. And I think she wants to try to get these big name people, infamous people, to essentially have her own name. But at this point in her career, I just don't see her as being able to do that because, yeah, she gets what she gets because she's the best friend of Oprah Winfrey. She also went on to say that Harry and Meghan are in a really good place. She said they made their best choice when Meghan skipped King Charles's coronation and stayed behind in California. And a lot of you agree that it was good that Meghan did not come. And, you know, you heard my spiel on that, how she could have been a better person. But I think trying to show up to a coronation and be your old self would have not been a good thing for her. Had she wanted to turn a new leaf, be a better person, she should have gone. But we all know the story behind that. This girl ain't changing nothing. But Gayle is in full support, and I'd like to see them to continue to support Harry and Meghan in their choices moving forward. Then they will essentially lose face because Harry and Meghan are not out really to do anything that's going to be good for anybody. And vouching for them only gets mud on your face because they're not good people. Harry and Meghan, let's just face it, they're not good people. They've done a lot of bad things and they don't want to do anything that is going to cause them any work. They want a free ride, essentially. In life, we know it's not about getting free rides. You got to pay your dues. You got to do what you have to do to get what you want in life. And you can't try to go through life with a free ride, being a bad person and just ragging on people without even doing the right thing. And we all know the story behind that with Harry and Meghan. So as they first reported, Gayle had signed a $12 million per year contract with CNN. The deal was infuriated employees at the network, according to a source. You know, and they're saying everyone has been told that there's no money, you know, to pay these people that actually do the hard work. Yet they're managing to scrape up the cash to pay Gayle King, says a source. It's incredibly tone deaf as well as being rude to hardworking people who have been toiling here at CNN for years. You know, they always say that higher upper management always say there's no money, but to get a big name person, they're going to try to find all this money to pay somebody who clearly doesn't deserve it. I mean, tell me, what does Gayle King do that would warrant her making $12 million? Really? $12 million to what? Just sit and interview somebody? I could sit down and interview anybody that Gayle King interviews and do just as good of a job, if not better. Why are you trying to justify paying someone like a Gayle King $12 million? Just how corporations and somehow some companies, they're lazy. They're just like, okay, so-and-so's doing good. Let's pay them. Let's get them behind our brand and pay them lots of money to get people to view us in a better light. No. I mean, look at how Gayle King and her friend Oprah are vouching for these horrible people, Harry and Meghan. So why would you pay someone like a Gayle King all this money when she vouches for Harry and Meghan being good people, doing the right thing, and justifying their whole racist claims and their whole, you know, treatment of their families and Meghan's family? Like, why would Gayle King be somebody you would want to pay all this money to? It just does not make sense. You tell me how that makes sense. I don't see it. And this is how I can tell you that Harry and Meghan are going to reveal something not good for the royal family because of what Gayle King said. Gayle King said that Harry and Meghan are in a really good place because they know what is going on over there. So what does that tell you? That tells me that Harry and Meghan have told Gayle King that something really bad, nefarious is going on within the royal family that they know about. And this is why Gayle King said what she said. Watch out, folks. Watch out. Harry and Meghan, if not just Meghan by herself, are going to reveal something very bad and negative about the royal family that will shake and rock the House of Windsor. You watch.